My name's Kat, and I'm the children's librarian here at the Tewksbury Public Library in Tewksbury, Massachusetts. Welcome to our holiday story time. Today we're going to celebrate pretty much every holiday there is and talk about being joyful with the Joyful Book by Todd Parr. But first, we're going to do a craft, and then I'll read you a story and you can have a snack. Should we get started? For today's craft, you need a piece of plain white paper. I actually folded this in half long ways and cut it. We only need one piece. You also need a piece of thicker paper like cardstock. I'm using blue because it's a good sky color, but you can use whatever you want. You'll need a stapler, some glue, and scissors, and then things to decorate with. So I have some different colors of paper, some sequins, and some crayons. We're going to want our background to be just as wide as our half sheet of paper. So I went ahead and put one over top of the other and made a little line here. So that's as wide as we want it to be. And then I'm gonna draw a nice big dome shape. Try to make it as even as you can. But again, it's just for fun. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I am gonna go ahead and cut this out. There we go, all set. We'll put that aside. You want to take your half sheet of paper and start accordion folding it. So you fold it over towards you about an inch, and then you flip it over and do it again. And just keep going back and forth. Flip it over, fold it over. Flip it over, fold it over. So the folds are always up on the top here next to you. And you're gonna do that for the whole length of the paper. Now, I wanted mine to be white because my ground is going to be snowy, but you can make this look like whatever you want it to. You can color it first, you can use a different color. It's all up to you. It's your artwork. It can look however you want it to. Once we have the whole thing folded, we want to fold it in half like that. And then I'm going to put a staple right in the middle here in that crease. There we go. It's all connected. Then I'm going to take my glue stick and I am going to glue the top parts together. Right? Like this. You fold it together, push it, push it real tight. And then it'll open up just like that. We're gonna put glue on the other side of it and glue it right to the bottom here. This is tricky because you want to make sure you push it down real tight, but you don't want to ruin your folds too much. There we go. And it'll stand up right on its own. Now we have to decorate. I used my fancy scissors to cut some shapes out of this thick green paper so we have some trees, and I'm gonna glue that on there. And maybe I'll put this other one a little bit farther up front here so it's kind of 3D standing up. I also cut 3 little circles here out of a piece of thicker white paper for our snowman. And I'm gonna put him in the background as well. I'm gonna glue them down, and then we're going to decorate with some sequins in the background for some stars and for our snowman's face. There we go. I put some sequins on for stars, and I drew on some little buttons and a carrot nose there, and there we have it. There's our little 3D paper snow globe. I think that looks beautiful. You did a wonderful job. Why don't you get a snack and I'll read us a story. The Joyful Book by Todd Parr. Feeling joyful is when you are so happy you want to jump and shout with everyone you love. Celebrating with family and friends is joyful. Going on vacation is joyful. Being close together is joyful. Unwrapping presents is joyful. Lighting candles is joyful. Storytelling is joyful. Trying new things is joyful. Having company over is joyful. Watching a parade is joyful. Rubbing noses is joyful. Getting all dressed up is joyful. Giving is joyful. Singing holiday songs is joyful. Playing games is joyful. Hugging is joyful. Sending love to family and friends far away is joyful. Sharing a meal is joyful. Playing outside is joyful. Learning new traditions is joyful. Making yummy treats is joyful. Visiting friends is joyful. Decorating for the holidays is joyful. Saying thank you is joyful. Starting a new year is joyful. Holidays are a special time. No matter what traditions you celebrate, it is always joyful to be together with family and friends. Try to find joy every day and share it with others all year long. Love, Todd. Thanks so much for joining us for our all-holiday tea party. I hope you had fun. You can follow us here on YouTube for lots of other craft and program videos, or on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Tewksbury LIB. Have a wonderful night.